All right, let's start. Hey, before anything else, look up tonight. Seriously, just step outside for a second. If the moon up there looked wrong, not white, not silver, but red, deep red, what would hit you first? Fear or that quiet pull in your chest? The one you don't really want to admit, is there? Because humans have always reacted strangely to red. Always have. It's life. It's heat. It's danger. It's blood. And somewhere along the line, we decided that if you drink it, really drink it, you get power. You get forever. You've seen the scenes. Long coats, calm smiles. A glass lifted slowly to the lips. No rush, no guilt, just immortality.
Deep
but
within
here's
the
the
cool,
thing.
damp recess
That
of the
fantasy
cave, the common
collapses
vampire
the second
bat
you
rests,
try to drag it into
occasionally
the
shuffling
real
its
world.
delicate wings.
And tonight, we're going to do exactly that. No myths, no romance, just what actually happens. So imagine this with me. You're not in a castle. You're not in a movie. You're right here. In front of you is a glass full, almost to the edge. The liquid inside is dark red, not bright, thicker than water. You lift it. It's warm, not hot, not cold. Body temperature. That alone should bother you. But you keep going. Your fingers feel the weight. Slight resistance when the glass tilts, like it doesn't want to move too fast. You hesitate, just for a beat, then you drink. And the first thing that hits you, it's not taste, it's smell. Metal, strong, sharp, like iron left out in the rain. Then the flavor follows. Salty, heavy, raw, not wine, not sweet, not anything you'd ever choose. It's the same taste you get when you bite your lip by accident. Except now, it doesn't stop. Your mouth fills with it. Your tongue tries to pull away. Your throat tightens, and your body, without asking you, starts to panic. Because your body knows things your imagination doesn't. It knows this isn't food. It knows this doesn't belong here. Your stomach tightens. A wave of nausea rises fast, like it's been waiting for this moment. And you haven't even swallowed properly yet. But let's say you push through. You force it down. That warmth slides into your chest and sticks. Blood doesn't move like water. It clings. It drags. You feel it trace your throat all the way down, and the second it hits your stomach, everything changes. Inside you, alarms go off. Not metaphorical ones, real chemical signals. Your body flags it as an intruder. Not nourishment, not fuel, an unknown substance. Your stomach acid surges, trying to break it apart. Your muscles tense, preparing to reverse the process entirely. That gag reflex? Yeah, that's not weakness. That's survival. But let's say somehow you keep it down, because this isn't about one sip, is it? If you're playing vampire, you don't get to stop at a taste. You need energy, calories. An adult human needs around 2,000 a day just to function. Walk, think, stay warm. So here's the uncomfortable math. 1 liter of blood contains roughly 700 calories. That's it, which means to survive on blood alone. Not thrive, not feel good, just survive. You'd need close to 3 liters every single day. 3 liters. Picture that for a second. Those big 1.5 liter bottles of water, 2 of those, full, every day. Warm, salty, thick, no skipping days. No cheat meals, Miss a day and your body starts eating itself. And already, your stomach hates you. But calories aren't the real problem. They never were. The real problem is what gives blood its color. Iron. That deep red comes from hemoglobin, and at its center is iron. A lot of it. Normally, you're supposed to get maybe 8 milligrams of iron per day. 10, if you're pushing it. The upper safe limit, around 40. Now brace yourself. 3 liters of blood contain about 1.5 grams of iron. That's 1,500 milligrams. Not double the limit. Not triple. 30 to 40 times higher. And here's the part nobody tells you. Your body is terrible at getting rid of iron. Evolution prepared us for scarcity, not excess. There is no efficient iron dump system. So when too much comes in, it stays. It circulates. Then it settles, organ by organ. And once it settles, it doesn't leave quietly. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. For now, all you need to understand is this. The fantasy already broke. You're nauseous. Your stomach is fighting back. And you haven't even reached the real damage yet. This was just the introduction. And it only gets worse from here. Take a breath, because next, your body starts to rust. All right, keep going. So the blood is down. You didn't throw up? Not yet. Your stomach is churning, but digestion has started whether you like it or not. And this is where the damage becomes invisible. Because blood isn't just red liquid. It's crowded. Cells, proteins, salts, metals. In your veins, that system is brilliant, perfectly balanced, tightly controlled. In your stomach, it's chaos. Your digestive system does what it always does. It breaks things down, pulls nutrients across the intestinal wall, sends them into the bloodstream, and now that bloodstream is flooded with iron. Not a little extra, a toxic surge. Iron is reactive, very reactive. Once there's too much of it, it starts catalyzing oxidation everywhere it goes. That's a clean word, oxidation. Sounds harmless, but you know it by another name, rust. Inside your body, excess iron creates free radicals, unstable molecules that tear into cells, membranes, DNA. Your organs start taking microscopic damage almost immediately. You don't feel it yet. That's the scary part. First stop, the liver, because the liver is the filter, the processing plant, the place everything passes through. Iron accumulates there fast. At first, the liver just works hard, stores the excess, keeps quiet. Then inflammation starts. Cells swell, scar tissue forms. Over time, that soft, efficient organ becomes stiff, fibrotic, broken. This condition has a name, hemochromatosis,
5 liters of blood,
iron overload.
as visualized here.
Left untreated, it progresses to cirrhosis, then liver failure, then cancer. And remember, this isn't happening over decades. You're drinking liters daily. Your pancreas is next. Iron deposits disrupt insulin production. Blood sugar control collapses. Your skin can darken, taking on a bronze or gray tone. Not glamorous, not immortal, just sick. They used to call it bronze diabetes. Then the iron reaches your heart. This is where things get abrupt. Iron builds up in heart muscle cells. Electrical signaling falters. Arrhythmias begin. Your heart doesn't beat wrong in a dramatic way at first. It just skips, flutters. Sometimes it stops for a second too long. Sometimes it never restarts. Sudden cardiac death becomes a real possibility. That's what iron does. It doesn't attack loudly. It corrodes, slowly, relentlessly. But iron isn't acting alone. Remember how salty blood tasted? That wasn't imagination. Blood has nearly the same salt concentration as saline. 3 liters a day means you're consuming massive amounts of sodium directly. Your body reacts by pulling water out of cells to dilute it. Dehydration sets in fast. Your kidneys strain to compensate, filtering harder, working overtime. Blood pressure rises, the risk of stroke climbs. So here's the irony. You drink blood to survive, and the more you drink, the more your body dries out. Your mouth stays dry. Your thirst never goes away. And now you're in real danger. Because this is where people usually ask, okay, but what if it's just a little? No liters, no daily routine, just occasionally. That question misses something critical. So far, we've only talked about your blood chemistry. Now we talk about someone else's. Blood isn't sterile. It looks clean, smooth, uniform, but it's one of the most efficient transport systems nature has ever created. For nutrients and for disease. Viruses love blood. They ride it, hide in it, multiply inside it. HIV, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, syphilis, Ebola, all bloodborne. This is why hospitals treat blood as biohazardous material. Why gloves, masks, and protocols exist. But people still say stomach acid will kill it. No, stomach acid is strong, not magic. And it doesn't protect your mouth. Tiny cuts in your gums, a sore throat, an ulcer you didn't even know you had. That's all it takes. Viruses don't need much. They pass through damaged tissue, enter the bloodstream directly. And once they're in, your immune system is already compromised. Iron overload weakens immune responses. So does malnutrition. So does organ stress. You're fighting an invasion with broken defenses. And animal blood? That's not safer. That's worse. Different species carry different pathogens. Some we haven't even cataloged properly. Rabies, parasites, unknown viruses that don't behave the way human ones do. Bats and mosquitoes manage this because they evolved for it. Specialized digestion, unique immune systems, they didn't choose blood. Blood shaped them. You didn't evolve for this. Your body treats it as an error. And biologically, that's exactly what it is. Now let's pause for a second. Because this isn't just biology. There's a psychological angle too. There's a term rare, but real, for people who feel compelled to drink blood. Clinical vampirism, Renfield syndrome. In some cases, it's tied to severe mental illness, obsessive behaviors, psychosis. The key point, that's exactly what it is. Now let's pause for a second, because this isn't just biology. There's a psychological angle too. There's a term rare but real for people who feel compelled to drink blood. Clinical vampirism, Renfield syndrome. In some cases, it's tied to severe mental illness, obsessive behaviors, psychosis. The key point? Even psychiatry agrees. A desire to drink blood isn't normal human behavior. Biology rejects it. Psychology flags it. And still, the myth survives. Because myths feel powerful. They promise control over death. But reality doesn't negotiate. Inside you now, iron continues to accumulate. Salt continues to dehydrate you. Pathogens multiply silently. Your stomach lining is inflamed. Your intestines are irritated. You might start vomiting, red vomit. And here's the final cruelty. You won't know if it's the blood you drank or your own. This is what the fantasy actually looks like. No capes, no elegance, just organ failure unfolding quietly, while the outside still looks almost normal. Almost. And we're still not done. Because next, we talk about how history already tried this. And how badly it ended. All right, let's keep going. Because none of this is hypothetical. Humans have already tried this over and over. And every single time, it ended the same way. Long before movies, long before Gothic novels, people genuinely believed blood carried strength, youth, essence. In ancient Rome, gladiators would sometimes drink the blood of fallen enemies, not for spectacle, for power. They believed courage lived in the blood. That vitality could be transferred. It didn't work. What it did instead was shorten lives already brutal and short. Centuries later, in medieval Europe, the idea came back, dressed differently. Elderly nobles, desperate, terrified of aging, they paid for the blood of the young, fresh, warm. Some even mixed it with wine. Others consumed it straight. They weren't chasing immortality. They were chasing relief, and what they got was illness. Fever, organ failure, infections no one could name back then. Doctors didn't understand why, but bodies kept piling up. One philosopher in the 15th century, Marsilio Ficino, actually argued that old men should drink
This
the blood of
visualization
the
demonstrates
young
the
to restore
catastrophic effect of
vitality.
a hemorrhagic stroke,
He was serious.
as the resulting hematoma
No
displaces
metaphor.
critical brain tissue.
And people listened. By the 17th century, records describe recipes for things like blood jam, cooked, sweetened, supposedly medicinal. It sounds absurd now, but back then, blood was seen as a universal remedy. Epilepsy, fatigue, weakness, melancholy. Drink blood. It cures everything. Except it cured nothing. Because blood doesn't heal from the outside. It only works where it already is. Inside the system it was designed for. And modern science didn't just gently disagree with those beliefs. It demolished them. There is no medical benefit to drinking blood. None. Zero. There is only risk. And those risks compound. Because by now, in this scenario, your body isn't just poisoned. It's compromised. Iron overload has damaged your organs. Salt imbalance has stressed your kidneys. Your immune
A
system
city's
is
lifeblood,
weakened.
the endless
which makes
flow of traffic
infections far
mirrors a
more
vast
dangerous.
circulatory system,
A virus
pumping
that a
energy
healthy
through the
person
urban
might
core.
survive, for you, it becomes lethal. And here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. Blood doesn't have to be infected to hurt you. Stored improperly, it breaks down. Bacteria grow fast in nutrient-rich fluids, and blood is basically a buffet. Even without
A
viruses,
microscopic
bacteria
battle
can thrive.
ensues as the white blood cells
Sepsis
identify
becomes a real
and swarm
risk.
the foreign invaders.
Your body's response to that? Fever, chills, confusion. Your blood pressure crashes. Organs begin to shut down one by one. And the scariest thing? At this point, you might still be conscious, still thinking, still aware that something is deeply wrong. But now your nervous system is involved. Iron deposits can reach the brain. Cognitive changes appear. Memory issues, mood swings, depression, irritability. You don't feel powerful. You feel off, disconnected. Your reflection starts to look different too. Skin tone dulls. Eyes lose clarity. Bruises appear easily. Cuts heal slowly. You might convince yourself it's part of the transformation. It's not. It's decay. And decay doesn't reverse. No matter how much blood you drink. If anything, drinking more accelerates it. This is the part of the story where fiction usually gives you a turning point, a revelation, a hidden rule that makes it all work. Reality doesn't do that. Reality just keeps applying pressure, day after day, until something gives. And when it does, it's never graceful. Now let's talk about one last misconception. People sometimes point to animals, bats, mosquitoes, They drink blood. Why can't we? Because they aren't like us, but tougher. They are different. Fundamentally, their digestive systems neutralize excess iron. Their kidneys handle extreme salt load. Their immune systems tolerate constant exposure to pathogens. They evolved into this niche over millions of years. You didn't. You're a generalist, an omnivore. Your strength is flexibility. Blood-only diets destroy that balance. And once that balance is gone, you don't get it back. So where does that leave us? With a body that is failing quietly, progressively, predictably. No curse, no magic, just biology doing exactly what it always does, rejecting what doesn't belong. And now, we reach the end of the line, the part where the fantasy finally collapses completely, and where a surprisingly ordinary solution appears. All right, that's final stretch. By now, the fantasy is gone. What's left isn't mystery or temptation. It's consequences. Because at this stage, your body isn't changing. It's failing. Multiple systems at once. Your liver is scarred and struggling to filter toxins. Your kidneys are overloaded, trying and failing to keep your blood chemistry stable. Your heart is working against damaged muscle tissue. Your immune system is tired, distracted, compromised. You wake up exhausted, not the normal kind. The deep, bone-level kind that sleep doesn't fix. Your skin looks wrong, not pale like in the movies. Sallow, uneven, almost dirty, no matter how clean you are. You bruise easily. Small cuts linger. Food doesn't feel right anymore. Nothing tastes good. And the nausea? That never really leaves. This is the part nobody romanticizes. There's no dramatic collapse, no elegant ending, just frequent hospital visits. Blood tests that come back worse every time. Doctors asking questions you don't want to answer. Eventually, you're hooked up to machines. Iron chelation therapy, IV fluids, dialysis, needles, tubes, monitors beeping softly in the background.
The sequence is complete. We have access to the primary chamber.
No immortality. Just a body pushed far past what it was designed to tolerate. And even if somehow you stop drinking blood entirely at this point, the damage wouldn't simply undo itself. Iron stays embedded in tissues. Scar tissue doesn't magically disappear. Some organs don't regenerate. You don't go back. This is the real ending of the vampire experiment. A very human one. So, why does the myth survive? Because the idea is seductive. Control over death. Youth without decay. Power without cost. But biology doesn't care about symbolism. Blood is sacred for one reason only. Because it already does something extraordinary. Right now, at this exact moment, your own blood is racing through you at incredible speed. Delivering oxygen, carrying nutrients, fighting infections, repairing damage before you ever notice it. It's doing all of that without applause, without ceremony. That's the real miracle. And it doesn't need to be drunk. It needs to be protected. So let's end this somewhere brighter. Because if what you actually want is the aesthetic, the color, the ritual, the dramatic red glass, there's a safe way to do that. A boring answer, maybe, but a living one. Tomato juice. Same deep red. Same thickness. Zero pathogens. No iron overload. Order a red eye at a bar. Beer and tomato juice, half and half. It looks dramatic. It tastes sharp, and it doesn't slowly kill you. Add a little hot sauce if you want that burning sensation. Celery stick if you're feeling theatrical. You get the vibe. Without the hospital bed, Fantasy is powerful because it stays where it belongs, in stories. The moment you try to force it into biology, biology wins.
Under high
Every
magnification,
time.
the cellular
here's the
structure
real
of the
takeaway.
tomato is revealed.
Blood isn't meant to be consumed. It's meant to circulate, to be conserved, to be respected. Not stolen, not traded, not fetishized. Live long enough and you'll realize being human is already strange enough. You don't need to be immortal, you just need to stay alive. And honestly, that's hard enough as it is.